Okay, real estate fans, it's Nova with Supernova Real Estate, my Supernova Real Estate report here on March 2nd, 2021. And man, has this market really just set itself on fire in the past like 30 days. We are seeing closings at 400 plus $1,000 over asking price for homes in Bellevue, Woodinville, all over Lake Forest Park, Shoreline. Things are just on fire. What has set this fire? What has set this ability just to roll in and offer on homes, 30-40% over asking price, right? It's incredible. So buyers, be prepared, hold on to your pants and pucker up, basically. Sellers, if you feel like selling your home and moving somewhere else, you're going to find another hot market, but it'll be far cheaper. So will all the other things that will happen too, like your income will be reduced and all that other kind of stuff. But what is this going to be in terms of what is our year over year in terms of gross gains and equity growth in the property you already own? It's going to be substantial. So as we see that our property taxes are going to go up here in King County, we're going to see that again, but these assessors are just going to have to lay off because the tax growth is going to be faster than income growth, right? And so that's going to be hard hit too, which I don't understand how you're going to qualify that and what kind of programs are going to be started to spend that money when everything else is, having its own struggles, because incomes are down, right? Incomes aren't up, incomes are down. Where to even begin? So buyers, let's begin with you. Let's begin with what we're going to have to do and how we're going to have to use our price, features, location pick to really decide on where you want to live. I have 7-figure buyers that we are being beat out by multiple offers, unfortunately, and I don't like to lose. And I don't like to lose to offers where I am wrong at 30%. I'm never mistaken on such margins when it comes to making competed offers, right? I'm always in that top 1, 2, or 3, placeholdership. And it always just comes down to something sometimes in our love letters or something like that, not money, because the bell curve is never really that wrong, when you're like looking over here to the end to the 4 to the 5, when we're into now the 99.99 percentile of possible people. It's crazy, right? There's no appraisals on offers. You might be financing, but even if you're paying $400,000 over and your house is going to be appraising for $1.4 million and you're at 1.8, you're stuck with that $400,000, in less appraised value, right? But in 3 years, that your house will be back up to market value if we still see these inclines, which, I don't know what an economist will say on the probability, because we got to have matching income growth because our population has to be able to grow to buy in such potential values. Will they just be using the equity off the homes they currently own and rolling that over? But that's already an existing market, not new buyers, right? New buyers is new money, fresh in the market, because you got to have fresh faces in a market to be able to have growth. You just can't be recycling old and old. That air gets thin, that yogurt gets thin, that culture gets thin, right? And where's that going to be? So do all the things, pull out all the stops, don't hold back. Right? If you got to ask your parents for money, do it, because it's how you're going to win and compete, right? But set your budget. Don't break yourself. Have clients pushing themselves to their 45% income to mortgage ratio, right? And when you build wealth, right, you always keep your mortgage payment below 20% of your income, because you're making so much money that you don't need that much house when you start to get to those points, right? But even when you're going after the house that you want, that isn't that much house, and it's still pushing you above that 40% of your income value, that's a pretty competitive game. It's a pretty competitive game. So this is the market you're going to get into, and pick your poisons, right? And don't expect, like I was over in Ennis Ardens here looking at properties, and we're looking at one property that's 1.275, and it's on one of the busier streets coming into Ennis Ardens, and my clients are like, Nova, I want to see a house, that's like this, but that's not on this busy street. And then my reply is, okay, price and features we have here. Now we're going to have to substitute location, so that means price goes up, right? You want to change location, so we change price. And so now we're going to be in that 1.5, 1.6 market, which just breaches their affordability level for these particular clients. And that's rough, right? Because now we're at 1.5. And now we have competition in the market. So now we're going to be at what, 1.7, 1.9 for that $1.5 million house? Against cash buyers, even though we're waiving appraisal, waiving our financing contingencies, and have pretty much a 40% down payment, right? Because your clients want to have affordability, and it's incredible that, they've even be able to, hey, I have an extra $700,000 for down payment to buy a house. It's an incredible feat as in itself, right? And you should be proud of yourself to be able to be in that class to for that kind of affordability, and the competition being staggering though at this level. Last year, we were seeing homes at 1.4 sitting, 30 to 60 days. Now we're seeing that it's like the new normal when it was like 800, 900,000. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's humbling, and it's showing the strength of where we think our market is. People are like, oh, everybody's leaving Seattle. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. I keep saying this because, Tinder in Buckley is not Tinder in Seattle, so you're not going to be swiping on that same 4 people. It's not going to be good for you. Yeah. Okay, I want to cut this short, but it's good to hear from you, and I'll talk to you later. Supernova with my Supernova Real Estate Report.